children, till now you have learned about indicators and I have shown the experiment about how can we identify the given substance as an acid or base by using litmus papers. Then what are indicators? The substance which can change the color when added to a given substance, means the substance is a solution and another substance is the, it may be natural indicator, that is like turmeric powder or hibiscus petal solution, red cabbage solution, or it may be litmus paper or any other chemical indicators. So any substance which is added to another given substance, so if there is a change in color, by that we can say it is an indicator. The substance which can change the color when added to given substance is called indicator. Example for indicators are litmus papers, methyl orange, phenolphthalein. So here litmus, these are the artificial, means chemical indicators, whereas the turmeric powder, red cabbage solution, those are natural indicators. If you go in detail with acids, acids are so to taste, and the acids have, example for acids are acetic acid which is present in vinegar, whereas citric acid is present in oranges, lemon, and lactic acid it is present in milk, curd. So for these acids I am going to explain we have done the experiment about lemon and turmeric powder. If you rub the turmeric powder to the paper, then you brush it with the lemon juice, it changes to another color. That is a red. By that we can say that it is an acid. Next, bases. Bases are soapy to touch. Example for bases are calcium hydroxide, ammonium hydroxide, and magnesium hydroxide. So, if you see, not only these, there are some other acids like hydrochloric acids, sulfuric acid. So, the acids contain the last acids, whereas the bases contains oxides. Here you can see acids contain acetic acid or citric acid or lactic acid, whereas the bases contain hydroxide, ammonium hydroxides. These are the bases. By this only we can identify the given substance is acid or base. Now I am explaining about activity of bases. Take some lime, that is which we use in the preparation of pan, betel leaf, nothing but tamalapaku. They will have as a tambulam. So the lime which is applied to the betel leaf and take some amount of lime into a test tube, add some water to it, dissolve it completely and strain it. Leave it and strain it. If you observe in the next morning, if you keep an indicator, it will change into which color? By the indicators only we are going to recognize is it an acid or base. So how can you recognize the lime water as acid or base? Means by letting litmus paper into it. If you keep blue litmus paper, if it changes into red color, it is an acid. If it is a base, the red color paper turns to blue. But here the lime water is a base. The lime is a base. That's why it is soapy to touch. It is soapy to touch. Not only that, the glass cleaners which are present, which containing ammonium hydroxide, it is also a base. It is also soapy to touch. And all the soaps, those contain bases. These are the some examples of bases. If you see magnesium hydroxide, if you burn the paper, magnesium ribbon, we have did in the last year activity. If you burn that magnesium ribbon, the ash, the leftover ash, take some leftover ash from that and dissolve in the water. So it turns into magnesium oxide. That magnesium oxide, same as potassium hydroxide. When it is potassium, oxides of potassium dissolved in water, it turns into potassium hydroxide. So these are the few examples about bases. Till now we have learned about the natural indicators, and now we are going in detail about the chemical indicators. These chemical indicators are used for the laboratory purpose. These are used in the labs to identify various reactions which are going in between acids and bases. Example for chemical indicators are methyl orange and phenolphthalein. For this, I want to give an experiment. Children, have you ever seen that the magicians, they will cut the lemon and you will see that red color, means they will show it has a blood. The blood is coming from the lemon. These are also used by the black magicians. So why it happens? What is going on? When we cut the lemon, the juice will come, which is colorless. Why? It is turned. When they cut, the color changed to red. What is happening? Means they will rub the methyl orange to the knife. They will rub the methyl orange indicator to the knife. When they cut the lemon with the knife, here the methyl orange is an indicator. When this methyl orange reacts with the lemon juice, that is a citric acid. So citric acid is an acid. So it turns into red in color. The liquid turns to red in color. Here the methyl orange is indicator. Citric acid, that is a lemon juice, is an acid. So there is a color change. So by the reaction of citric acid with the methyl orange, that is acids, color which turns into red in color. If it is a base, when we add the methyl orange to a base, it shows yellow color. Whereas in the acid, it turns into red color. So here the citric acid is an acid. That's why it changed to red color. That's the, we will assume that the blood is coming from the lemon. It's not the blood, just the lemon juice only. By the reaction with the indicator, the color changed to red. So methyl orange, when reacts with acid, it turns to red color. Whereas when it reacts with the base, it combines with the base, it gives yellow color. Base as yellow color. Same as phenolphthalein. When you add the phenolphthalein in the acids, it remains colorless. Means the liquid remains as colorless. What are the color of the substance? But the substance, the acid remains, turns to colorless. When this phenolphthalein is added to base, it turns pink in color. So by this they identify the acids and bases in the laboratories. And one more, if you see, when you keep the spoons in the pickles, you leave for few days the spoons in the pickles or salt, what happens? You can see some change, the color change in the spoon. Why it happens? Means the pickles contains acids. If you see, the tamarind contains tartaric acid, lemon contains citric acid. So different food items contain different acids. When these acids react with that metal, the color changes. The color changes to blue-green. Even you can see on some vessels which are coated with copper or zinc. When you use for cooking purpose, the acids which are present in them react with these acids and the color of the vessel also change. That is blue-green. You can see the copper bottles nowadays everybody is using. After using for a few days, because of the exposure to the air also, it changes. You can see some color change. It is also by the reaction of copper with the oxygen, and it converts into copper oxide. For that, I want to show an experiment. If you take some lemon juice in the test tube, add few drops of zinc, copper, aluminium, brass. So when here the lemon juice is an acid, whereas this copper, zinc, those are the metals. When these react, what happens? You can see the color change, and also hydrogen gas is liberated. Hydrogen gas is liberated. How can you prove that it is a hydrogen gas? So, by adding, you can see some chemical reaction in that one. Some color change and also some sound. So, when you take the mastic, blowing mastic near to that test tube, near to the test tube, it blows more than before. So, by that you can confirm that hydrogen gas is liberating from the lemon juice. Same as here the metals. Just now I said the pickles. If the pickles are kept in the metal containers like steel, copper, brass, it also forms the inner layer. In the inside of that you can see blue-green coat. That's why they will preserve the pickles in the glass jars. So it is not advised to preserve the pickles in the metal containers. They will react. Children, till now we have learned about the chemical indicators. Now I am going to explain about acid rains. Have you ever heard about that one? So, the rain, how the rain forms, it also combines with some acids. Like carbonic acid, nitric acid, sulfuric acid. These three combine to form acid rains. You know the process of water cycle? In the previous classes you have learned about it. Due to the process of evaporation and condensation, the water which is evaporated from the water bodies form clouds, and again condensers come in the form of rain, again back to the earth. So this is the water cycle. During the evaporation from the water bodies, nowadays because of the pollution and the chemicals released from the factories, the water is getting polluted. So along with the water, some chemicals like sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide and nitric oxide are also evaporated along with the water, and they are mixing with the clouds. When these three combine, when these combine with the water, they converted into carbonic acid, sulfuric acid and nitric oxide, and again coming back in the form of rain to the earth in the form of acids. So when they come and fall on us, we may get skin injured, skin diseases, our skin get damaged, our buildings, homes, even the plants, animals, everything get damaged, and even the monuments like Taj Mahal also getting damaged due to these acid rains. So should not pollute our environment. So next we will continue our class with the next topic. Now I am going to show some tables. Depending upon the tables, try to fill the remaining 2 tables and post me after listening the class. Thank you children. See you in the next class.